The path ahead was sealed, a wall of jagged rocks, sharp as blades and towering like a fortress. The wind howled through the cracks, whispering taunts of defeat. Ethan clenched his fists.
We didn't come this far to be stopped by stone.
Anna stepped forward, her shards pulsing in her palm.
Then let's break through.
Ryan smirked.
Now you're talking.
The three raised their shards. Light surged, crackling like thunder. A pulse of energy erupted. The rocks shattered, dissolving into dust. The wind howled across the jagged cliffs of Zarathar, a crumbling expanse of ancient buildings perched high above the raging sea. Ethan, Anna, and Ryan stood at the edge of the path, their eyes fixed on the remains of a towering ancient structure that loomed ahead. The fourth piece of the Lightshard called to them, its faint hum vibrating through Ethan's satchel.
Let's move,
Ethan said, his voice calm but resolute. He led the way, his steps deliberate on the uneven ground. Anna followed closely, her gaze shifting between Ethan and the ancient structure. Her heart was steady, though her thoughts occasionally drifted to the quiet strength Ethan had shown in recent days.
He always puts us first,
she thought, suppressing a smile. Ryan whistling a jaunty tune.
Well, this place isn't ominous at all. Definitely the kind of place where good things happen, right?
Ethan smirked but kept his focus ahead.
Stay sharp. We're not alone.
The trio stepped into the ancient structure, its interior lit by shafts of pale light streaming through the cracks in the stone. Strange symbols adorned the walls, their glow pulsing faintly. The air was thick with the scent of salt and decay. As they ventured deeper, the pull of the Lightshard grew stronger. They entered a grand chamber where a pedestal stood in the center, cradling the shard. Its light was dim, as though it awaited their arrival to be rekindled.
There it is,
Anna whispered, her voice tinged with awe. Ethan approached cautiously.
Too easy,
he muttered. Ryan leaned against a nearby column.
I'm with you, boss. Where's the part where something tries to eat us?
As if on cue, a deep, resonant voice echoed through the chamber.
You are bold mortals, but foolish.
The shadows at the far end of the room coalesced into a figure draped in dark, flowing robes. His face was obscured by a hood, but his piercing crimson eyes gleamed with malevolent intent.
I am Malric.
The figure declared, his tone measured yet menacing.
You, the guardians of the Lightshard, shall not restore it.
Ethan stepped forward, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword.
We've heard this before,
he said coolly.
You're not the first to try to stop us, and you won't be the last.
Malric chuckled, a low, mocking sound.
You underestimate me. The Lightshard's power is not meant for your kind. It belongs to the shadows.
Anna's eyes narrowed.
And yet it's light that drives you away, isn't it?
Ryan grinned. The trio found themselves separated, each standing in a different part of the chamber. The shadows twisted around them, forming visions that tested their resolve. Ethan stood in a void, facing a mirror-like reflection of himself. The figure spoke in his voice, but its eyes were cold and unfeeling.
You pretend to lead with confidence, but you fear failure.
It said.
And you care for her more than you admit. That makes you vulnerable.
Ethan drew his sword, his grip firm.
Caring doesn't make me weak, it makes me fight for the right reason.
The reflection sneered.
Can you lead without letting your feelings cloud your judgment?
Ethan took a step forward, his voice unwavering.
Leadership isn't about shutting out emotions. It's about using them to protect the people you care about. I won't fail Anna or Ryan. Not now. Not ever.
With that, he slashed through the shadow and it dissolved into mist. Anna found herself in a familiar setting, her childhood home, bathed in golden light. But something was wrong. The warmth felt distant, and shadows flickered at the edges of her vision. A voice called out, soft and insidious.
You fear letting others in. Even now, you keep him at arm's length.
Anna clenched her fists.
I trust Ethan. That's enough.
The shadows coiled around her, whispering doubts.
But do you trust yourself? Can you let him see your heart without losing control?
Anna stood tall, her eyes blazing with determination.
I've survived worse than doubt. I won't let fear hold me back.
With a surge of will, she banished the shadows, reclaiming the light. Ryan found himself in a desolate field, the sky above a swirling mass of gray clouds. Before him stood shadowy figures resembling Ethan and Anna, their faces expressionless.
You're the weakest link,
They said in unison.
Without you, we would be stronger.
Ryan laughed, though it lacked his usual mirth.
Weakest link? Maybe, but I'm also the guy who keeps them grounded. They need me, and I need them.
The figures wavered.
Do you truly believe that?
Ryan nodded, his grin returning.
Absolutely. I might crack jokes, but when it counts, I'm all in.
He raised his weapon, scattering the shadows with a decisive blow. The trio reconvened in the chamber, their trials conquered. The shadowy barrier around the Lightshard flickered and faded. Malric stood before them, his expression unreadable. Ethan approached the pedestal, his hand steady as he reached for the shard. Its light flared brightly as he lifted it, its power resonating with the other pieces they carried. Malric's form began to dissolve, but his voice lingered.
Beware, mortals. Your journey will only grow more perilous.
With that, he vanished, leaving the trio alone in the chamber. Ethan turned to Anna and Ryan, the shard's light casting a warm glow over them.
We did it, another piece.
Anna smiled, her eyes meeting Ethan's.
We'll keep going, no matter what.
Ryan clapped Ethan on the shoulder.
And next time, maybe warn a guy before you charge into a life or death trial, huh?
Ethan chuckled, his heart lighter despite the lingering threat.
Wouldn't want to ruin the surprise.
As they emerged from the ancient structure and made their way down the cliffs of Zarathar, something extraordinary began to happen. The 4 collected pieces of the Lightshard, safely tucked in Ethan's satchel, emitted a radiant pulse of energy. The trio felt a surge of power coursing through their veins, strength beyond anything they had experienced before. Ryan flexed his arms, eyes wide.
Whoa. Am I the only one feeling like I could wrestle a mountain right now?
Ethan tightened his grip on the satchel, his senses heightened.
We're not just carrying the Lightshard anymore. It's changing us.
He glanced at the others, his eyes reflecting the same golden glow as the shards. Anna's tone was more contemplative.
We've only collected 4 pieces, and already we feel stronger. What happens when we restore the entire Lightshard?
Ethan's expression was thoughtful but resolute.
Whatever happens, we'll use that power for good. The Lightshard isn't just about strength. It's about balance, unity, and truth. We'll need to remember that.
Ryan gave a playful nudge.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm definitely going to enjoy feeling like a hero.
Anna chuckled, but her gaze remained fixed on Ethan.
No matter how powerful we become, it's our bond that will carry us through.
Their newfound strength was both a gift and a reminder of the responsibility they bore. With the Lightshard's power growing within them, the stakes were higher than ever. But so too was their resolve.